A lack of direction leads to frustration. When you don't have a crystal clear picture of where it is that you want to be, you're going to feel lost. And feeling lost is a very scary feeling. It is. What now? You know? Why is it human beings biologically, when we feel like we're in unfamiliar territories and we don't know where we're going? Even on a biological level, that's scary. They drop you in a random forest somewhere. You don't know where the exit is, where the nearest human settlements are. You're going to feel scared. You're like, where am I? And this is so true even when it comes to life and assembling your career and discovering your life's mission. If you don't know what that is, you might feel very scared. You might feel like, well, the world is passing you by. Everybody has figured it out. And you're the only one that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. At least that's how I felt in my late teens, early 20s. I did finish A-levels, but I didn't go to university, so I didn't complete my formal education. I started working straight away after my A-levels, which I retook twice. I was retaking one specific exam, and it just wouldn't work for me. So I thought, man, what do I do now? And then I started working. Regular jobs to begin with, in factories as a warehouse operative, in restaurants as a waiter, and seeing my friends go to university, get degrees and everything. Some start working in good city jobs. It made me feel like I was a bum, and I felt scared that I wouldn't ever put my life together. Now, comparison's never a good thing. As they say, comparison is the thief of joy. But it is something we naturally do. We naturally look at what other people are doing and we compare ourselves to them. And when you're young, you tend to do that quite a lot. It's not something I do anymore. But back then, I was always looking over the fence. Yo, look at this guy. He's secured a good job in the city. He's got a nice Mercedes, and I'm here working in factories at 4 a.m. in the morning, driving a piece of shit $500 car, which was at the time a Renault Clio, 2005 Renault Clio, I believe. And I just felt like, life was passing me by, and I'm the only idiot that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And it's a scary feeling. What I would say is that we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves in the early stages of life when we're just starting off, when we're fresh out of college. And for those of you that didn't go to university like me, you're still young. You're 20, 21 right now. Even you are at the very early stages of your masculine development, of your life as a man. No man has everything figured out at the age of 20. Social media portrays this image now that young guys are just, every young guy out there is a multi-millionaire dropshipper, and you're the only one who's a absolute retard and doesn't know what he's doing. But in reality, most millionaires are still in their late 40s, early 50s. That's what the data shows. Your average 21-year-old is not a 7-figure CEO with an SVJ, a McLaren P1, a Bugatti Chiron. That's not your average 21-year-old, okay? That's what oftentimes social media shows you, but the reality says something completely different. Now, when you're young, what I would say is take it upon yourself to be as proactive as possible. Get a job and try and get the best job that you can possibly get. Because even if you want to be a CEO and you want to be your own boss, that's going to take time. So in the meantime, get a good job that you can improve in. And let's say, for example, what do you want? You know that you want to start a fashion label one day. It's better to get a job in a clothing company so that you can understand the nature of the business, so that when you eventually start your own project and, you become your own boss, you've had good experience that you can leverage. So try and make it relevant if you can. If you can't, get a job that will improve you as well. Manual labor jobs are good. And look, there's no such thing as a bad job as long as what you do is a moral venture, legal and ethical. As long as those three things are ticked, you know what? There's no bad job. But what I would say is, in this economy, if you want to improve yourself and your value to the marketplace, try and learn a high income skill. And one skill I would immediately tell you guys to learn is sales. Sales will change your life. Being able to articulate yourself in a charismatic manner, in a clear and concise manner, being able to pitch a product to somebody and have a complete stranger buy it. It's a great feeling when you can do that. Now, you don't have to be a sleazy salesperson and a disingenuous salesperson. No, you can still sell in a honest way. All right? In a method of integrity. But sales will change you. It really will. It's a valuable, incredibly valuable skill. So if you can get a job in telesales and learn how to sell over the phone. Reason for the call today, John. Something just came across my desk, right? Learn how to sell. It will improve you in every aspect of your life, even in your relationships. So the reason you don't want to go out with me, Cheryl, is because but no, in all honesty, it will improve you in every way. It will make you more confident, which will make you more attractive to women as well. And when you're spending time with friends, you're able to articulate yourself in a way that, makes your friends excited to hear from you. And, so it does help you in every single way. But, get a job that you can improve in, a job where you can make more money, the better you become. The thing with manual labor jobs is no matter how hard you work, you still basically earn the same. And that is the real issue. So if you have the desire for more, get a job that you can improve in where there's some progression, improve in that job as much as possible. And let's say you still don't know what you want to do 5 years down the line. Don't worry. As long as you're being productive, you're working hard, you're steadily improving, you're steadily making more money, you will figure out what your life's mission will be. And sometimes you'll figure it out because it will come to you. You may not even have to go to it. It will come to you. Usually that's the case. It's the same with success. You don't chase after success and then get it. Success comes to you when you become attractive enough for it. When you possess the characteristics that a successful man possesses, success comes to you. Isn't that interesting how it works? When you run after something, it's usually running away from you. But when you kick back and relax, it's like job hunting. Perfect example. When you really need a job, you somehow can't get one. But when you're employed by a company, a lot of companies now are interested in you. It's the same thing when it comes to, being in a relationship as well. When you're single, perhaps you're trying it with several women and you're not getting much luck. When you're in a relationship, isn't that interesting that you all come out the woodworks, right? That is what we call pre-selection. It's something that takes place, biologically, because women see that you're pre-selected. Other women, or this woman clearly wants to be with you, so that means there's something about you that's attractive, right? But that's the thing. That's the point I'm making here. When your energy is relaxed, confident, secure, opportunities come to you. So don't worry right now if you feel lost. I felt lost. I really did, man. I had no clue what I was going to do. But I steadily started improving the jobs that I had. And I left manual labor to pursue sales. I got into telesales at the tender age. I believe I was 20 at the time. 19 or 20, one of them. And I just went for it. I was crap in the beginning, stuttering. nervous as hell over the telephone. And I slowly improved and improved and improved. And I noticed I was improving alongside it in a personal sense, not just in I was improving at work. I was improving as a person. I was a lot more confident. I became really confident at networking. I would walk into a room, introduce myself to people. I wouldn't normally do that. I was, I wouldn't say I was introverted, but I just didn't really see the need to do that before. But it completely changed me as a man. And then things just started taking place. The more I improved in sales, the better my communication skills became. And just one thing leads to another. I got into public speaking. I noticed that I was pretty good at that. Training, coaching. And then I decided to start a YouTube channel 4 or 5 years ago now. It was 5 years ago, I believe. And I enjoyed the YouTube content creation element. And then YouTube eventually led me to more coaching, okay? Because more people were finding me and requesting my coaching. And if you do want to speak to me one-to-one, simply click on the link down in the bio. Be happy to work with you. So things just started to connect. The dots started to connect. Looking back now, I suffered unnecessarily. I was causing myself unnecessary grief by feeling like I should have had my life together at 21. Even at 25, you're still young. It doesn't mean be lazy and kick back and relax and, oh yeah, your purpose will find you. That's not what I'm saying. I said you have to be proactive. You have to participate in your own rescue. You have to go out there and do as much as you possibly can. And then leave the rest to God, right? That's what I did. I just said, you know what? I've put my trust in God. I'm just going to do everything I can, and hopefully everything will come together. So, look, a lack of direction is scary. It's concerning. You feel like if you don't find something right now, you'll never make it in life. But no. Give yourself some grace. Do the best you can. If you're lazy, address your laziness. Laziness is a disease. You cannot lay in bed all day, every day, watching explicit content, busting nuts all over yourself, eating loads of Doritos, walking 400 steps a day, not seeing any of your friends, locking yourself in your apartment, ordering loads of DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that crap. You can't do all of this stuff and expect your life to get any better. And you sure cannot act confused when 2 years goes by and 3 years go by and you're not any better. You cannot act, oh, well, why am I not any better? Because your actions have stayed the same. You are engaging in one destructive habit after the next. You are not changing your ways. Remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want the outcome to be different, I said this to a friend recently who's been applying for jobs, but he's just been so negative about the process of applying to jobs. Oh, there's no companies are hiring. No. I was like, when was the last time you applied? Oh, 2 weeks ago. And you want to win? You should be on it every day. Okay, how are you applying? Well, I've just been on the same website. There's nothing there. So you've just been on one website. You barely apply. You can't expect your life to get any better with that approach. You have to be proactive. You have to participate in your own rescue. And at the same time, have the right attitude. Because if you're doing something with the wrong attitude, you're not going to see great results. Jim Rohn used to have a quote where he said, success is looking for a good place to stay. And what that meant was, in terms of characteristics, success doesn't like a negative person. It doesn't like someone who complains, who makes excuses. Success wants to go to somebody who is optimistic, who believes in his own qualities. Regardless of where he is right now in his current financial condition, he believes in his qualities. You know what? I'm a great salesperson. I'm a great communicator. I'm a great leader. And somebody who ultimately is a consistent hard worker. Yes, believe it or not, hard work still works, as they say, right? So optimistically working hard with the right attitude, believing in your capabilities. That's how you get what you want. You don't get what you want by being like, oh, I hate the world. The job market is crap. Nobody wants to hire me. No, I don't have enough experience. With that mindset, you're not going to go anywhere. And no one will buy into you because you're not bought into you. Come on, think about this for a second. If you're not sold on you, nobody else will be. You have to be sold on you, your capabilities, your qualities, what you bring to the table. Some of you guys, you haven't given yourself credit for how awesome you truly are. And that's a problem. You need to start giving yourself credit because you're selling yourself short. Maybe you're on 40,000 a year right now, when in reality, you should be on 80,000 right now. You're selling yourself short. You're afraid of talking about your qualities in an interview. You're afraid of writing down some of your achievements because you don't want to appear a certain kind of way. I've heard that before. I don't want to intimidate anybody. No, write it down. You achieved it. You write it down. Talk about yourself. It's okay. You're not talking about yourself in a way that knocks other people down. No, you're talking about yourself because you are proud of the work you've accomplished. Honestly, there are people that just because of their self-love have been able to attract amazing opportunities because they believe they are worthy of those opportunities. If you don't believe you are worthy of those opportunities, you won't get them. Bottom line. If you don't think you're worthy of getting a beautiful woman to marry you, then you'll stay single and bitter and resentful for the longest time because you don't believe you're worthy. If you don't believe you're worthy of getting a better job, maybe the job you have right now, your manager is disrespecting you, is treating you badly, you won't get a better job because you don't believe you deserve a better job. Are you following what I'm saying, guys? So go out there, be proactive, have the right attitude, be consistent. Tell yourself the dots will connect. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to take it upon myself to do the best that I possibly can. And the rest I'm going to leave to God. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, comment. Let me know what you think down below. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.